Don't miss the premiere of 8th edition 40K and June's White Dwarf. Spiking bits. What's up, hobby maniacs? Rob Baer with you again today, checking out the brand new White Dwarf. Now, we all know 40K is finally here, at least the 8th edition, and a lot of people out there are excited, and it's cool to have a nice companion White Dwarf to kind of go along with it. This is overall a pretty good issue. It's not a must-have, I will tell you that right up front, because there's been so much information out there off the bat that really a lot of this, it's literally what I just said. It's a companion White Dwarf. It's going to give you more info on the stuff we already know, a couple of battle reports, a lot of cool paint schemes, and paint splatter articles in here, which I think is where the actual value for your money is at least in this issue. But maybe more importantly is the fact that I'm a subscriber, right? So I've had this for a few days actually before the release, or I guess you know, the big release of 8th edition and the street date and everything. But we've had some issues here in the States with actually getting the White Dwarf on time, or even at all. I think the last one came to me 3 weeks late. And last month I didn't even get my White Dwarf, to be quite honest. But, you know, I haven't called GW yet. I know they're giving a lot of people their money back, so you can always, you know, give them a call. 1-800-394-GAME is their customer service number. Hit them up, you know, tell them your problems. Maybe you can get a couple free months, or, you know, refund, whatever. I don't know. I heard they were doing some refunds. Now, they put this nice letter in here. Matt Keefe, the editor, this guy right here that looks like Al from Tool Time, of course. But I mean, come on, man, that's just not helping you right there. You need a new pick, bro. Got your back. Anyways, we know he's in the UK, but he's still, you know, concerned about this whole issue right here. So they wrote up a really nice letter in here apologizing for all the issues. Apparently the printing and shipping company has gone out of business in Long Island City. This issue was actually shipped out of Memphis themselves. That the actual return address right here is listed as their GW US headquarters building, or warehouse building, whatever, old factory, whatever you want to call it, but that is the exact address. So I don't know if it was sent out of there, but this wrapper and this label right here is new as opposed to what we've seen in the past. So they're trying to fix the issue, and they've addressed it. This is the second time they've actually apologized. So mad props to GW. They're also giving folks, subscribers, an extra 2 months on their subscription there. So, you know, appreciate it, Games Workshop. You know, the customer service has always been exemplary from Games Workshop themselves. Now, you know, a lot of people out there have their opinion on the company, like blah, 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 you know, and sometimes there's no change in that. But, you know, overall, I've never had an issue with their customer service. Every interaction I've had with them produced great results. Regardless of, you know, the issue, the believability, sometimes they want pictures of the issue, and that's fine. I can understand that. You know, trust but verify. Somebody very famous said that once here in the States. So moving on to the contents, like I said, it's a great companion issue. It's not necessarily something you need. You're not going to get anything in here that you probably don't already know or can't find somewhere else. I mean, the paint guides, I think, is kind of where it's at. There's a great Golden Demon showcase in here. They kind of do like a first look right here of the new, the White Dwarf team does, of the new game itself. Now, a lot of folks have been talking about this roadway section in here. There's nothing in this book that I read that says this is a new release or this is a new something coming out. Now, maybe it's a hidden in plain sight type deal, but they definitely didn't address it in the White Dwarf. And honestly, that looks a little fragile to be coming out, you know, in mass market. Maybe it's something they made up, you know, to try as a prototype type deal. But, you know, I can't say that would be something that they could produce on a consistent basis in a good quality, at least from what I see right here. But maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. I've been wrong before. I'll probably be wrong again. Here, the overall contents, lots of cool stuff in here. Obviously, the stuff in yellow is going to be the features over here. Of course, they do have some features in here on Age of Sigmar. I mean, what White Dwarf wouldn't be complete without a little on each of their main systems. But it really gets into the battle reports on the game itself, using, you know, Primaris Marines along with Ultramarines and Death Guard along with normal Chaos. But for me, like I said, I think the big feature for me was the paint splatter, and there was a really cool section in here that kind of went the Tale of Four Warlords. They were kind of going over some of their new units, but also giving paint schemes on how they painted those units as well, which I thought was pretty neat. And I like more paint content in and of itself. So here's the, you know, little sprite here of the whole Dark Imperium box, which releases this weekend, of course. You can check it out at your local game store, your local GW store. You've probably seen a lot of this information ad nauseum at this point, so we're not going to spend a whole lot of time on it. Of course, all 5 of the index books are out as well. And then the fantastic release day accessories are coming out too. You got the combat gauge. Now you can check all these out on our first look video unboxing as well here on the channel. Here shortly, we've got all of these. We can take a look at them and give you our expert opinion on them. The Warhammer Command dice. There's 20 dice total. 6 of them are going to be these monikered or these icon dice right here to help you kind of differentiate what actions your units are doing. Not necessarily incredibly needed for the game, in my opinion, but I'll talk about that more in the video. The wound trackers, there's a bunch of different colored combinations of these. I personally like the green, but you can check them out at your store. There's a ton of different color combinations. Death Guard green spray, Death Guard green paint pot, stuff we knew was coming out since December when we saw it in a Trader Legion poster or something. I forget exactly where it was, but we knew this was coming. Tactical objective cards, these are basically your Maelstrom cards from back in the day, and the Sector Imperialis objectives. They're a multi-part kit, but not the multi-part plastic that we've come to know and love for our normal kits. This is the stuff that they've been using out of China, so it's a little bit rougher around the edges, but for train, it's still not that bad in my opinion. Blood Bowl merchandise, some new Goblin specific balls, special rules that do come on these sprues here for the Goblins, you can see right there. So there's some special rules for them, check that out if you're a fan of the Gridiron Pitch. And then it gets into talking more about Skirmish. Latest from Forge World, which is a couple weeks behind, to be quite honest, but it almost makes me think that this issue was supposed to come out a little bit earlier in the month. Remember, they pushed it back to June, or to the middle of June right now, to kind of come out with 8th edition, so I almost have it. I'm almost wondering if they did that because of the issues here in the States with the subscriptions or not, because these are releases that came out roughly 2 to 3 weeks ago. So that being said, you know, good on GW for trying to make it straight for everybody, but some of this material is going to be a little bit dated, but not too bad. I mean, same month is all good there. New Dark Imperium novel that has a lot of fluff spoilers and things that will be out this weekend as well. Definitely might be worth checking out for you. And that goes into the section. So here's the only war section, and they got this great flip out of a battle, huge battle on Ultramar right there, I guess, I assume, with Magnus, all sorts of Renegade Knights, some Tzeentch guys, and then all of the crazy amounts of Ultramarines right there. Now I tried looking through here, I didn't see anything that was huge. Oh, and there's some Death Guard down here in the bottom too. I didn't see anything that was really, air quotes, spoilers, things that we didn't already know that were coming, except for this stuff right here, but I think this is just normal Death Guard, but I haven't been able to kind of compare it and see right there, unfortunately, and everything else looked about normal. Then it goes into explaining the basics of 8th edition, which we're definitely going to skip right there. Some kind of explaining the units away and the different things about them and what their functions are. Some showcasing. So like I said, it's a great accompanying issue. Here's the White Dwarf team playing, getting their first look at the rules themselves. And then it goes into more and more on the detachments. And this is the kind of the, well, this is the tale of the 4 warlord guys. And they're kind of going over like what they're going to be doing for their different things right there. Their different armies, and then there's a different section for them here in the back. Let's see. Okay, well here's the battle report, which I think is actually worth reading. There's some interesting stuff in here that I think, I'm not going to give you any spoilers on it, but it's definitely worth checking out. And then it goes into the Golden Demon Showcase, which was great stuff right there. Now, the Tale of 4 Warlords, which we just kind of saw a preview of. It's a fast attack month for them, so they go over how they painted up their fast attack choices. So here's Maxime's Black Templars, James's Cadians, which is a great alternate scheme. They didn't really go over the Chaos or the Eldar there, but it's still pretty good. And some more showcases, goes over some blood, some corn stuff. Oh, and then some artwork stuff for the team, the Art of War. They were going over, where is it? So here's the team going over some of the artwork and talking about the studio and how it kind of grew from like 2 folks, you know, way back in the day, you know, in their early 80s to the 10-person team that they kind of have right now, which I thought was really neat stuff, and they go over their favorite pieces there. Some more collecting and painting features in here, how to do the diamond patterns, the Harlequin stuff, and then it gets into the actual meat and potatoes of the paint splatter article, which is going to be your Ultramarines and your Death Guard there. And then it's more showcases and things, readers' models, etc., etc. Get into the back, talking about some stuff that'll be in next month, and then maybe a little bit of a spoiler here that it says no fear for next month. Maybe we'll finally see those Primaris releases that we already know are coming. Not sure if they're gonna wait and drop the Death Guard in August and September when things start to pick up again in hobby stores. So we know next week we got Age of Sigmar content coming out, the new starter for them. They've got the 2 different box sets, Vandus Hammerhands, and of course the Bloodsecurator and Korgul as well, because if you look at the sprue they designed, you got Korgul on the left and you got the Bloodsecurator on the right, and then the Hammerhands himself, remember that's the Dragon Cat, the Lord Celestin, and his is 2 sprue. So they're both going to be $40, but that's the main kickoff, and then the starter set as well next week for $80, or the new Skull and Bones, I think I forget exactly what it's called. We'll have it all posted up here on the site shortly over on spikybits.com. And speaking of our content, if you like our videos, make sure you subscribe to us here on YouTube. Turn on notifications so you can be the very first to like and comment on these bad boys that we put up. Post about 40 videos or so a month, so we appreciate y'all watching them. And head on over to thelongwar.net. That's the home of the battle reports for exclusive content, early access videos, and more. Become a veteran of the Long War today.